FMBN. Everyone deserves a home.
Dr. Oduwale Oludayo is a medical practitioner with the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Ogun State. He has been contributing to the Federal Housing Fund. Through the NHF scheme, he is now the proud owner of a 2-bedroom semi-detached house at the Gateway Sparklight Estate.
It was a stepwise project for me. It was a major project for me. I started out just collecting forms. I started out making initial payments, and from the savings I had, I made up the part contribution I had to make. I made a contribution of 20% equity, and some other charges I would call minor. And that apart, I mean, the bulk of it was a 20% contribution I made.
For Dr. Oludayo, getting a house of his own is a relief from his negative experiences as a tenant while staying in a rented house. He explains how the National Housing Fund works and the process he went through to get the house.
3 years ago, I saw an advertisement by Sparklight Housing Company, let's put it that way, and they had some offer for houses for sale, which will be sold to intending house owners through a mortgage scheme. When I got the brochure from the company, they intimated me that this scheme was being funded by the National Housing Fund scheme, or the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria through the National Housing Fund scheme. So I made more inquiries, got some details, and every other thing is history.
Dr. Oludayo's story is just one that tells of the success in the partnership between the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, and other stakeholders in the housing sector.
The federal government is taking steps towards addressing the high cost of construction in the country. This was stated by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Mrs. Akot Eyakonyi, during the opening ceremony of the 2015 National Project Cost Reduction Summit, organized by the Quantity Surveyors Registration Board of Nigeria. The summit had the theme, Value for Money, Imperatives for Project Costing in Nigeria. While pointing out that Nigeria is among the countries with high construction costs, Mrs. Eyakonyi said that quantity surveyors have a big role to play in finding the solutions by bringing their expertise to bear on the costing of projects. Arrangement has been finalized for the development of the Abuja City Center, which will gulp $3.5 billion. The project will begin before May 29, 2015. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT Abuja, Senator Bala Mohammed, disclosed this when investors in the project made an in-depth presentation to the FCT administration's team at the banquet hall of the minister's residence in Abuja. He added that Chikason Group will execute the multi-billion naira project in partnership with renowned international developer, Eagle Hills. The Abuja City Center project comprises of a national mall, 4 international hotels, residential houses, offices and shops, which would further stimulate economic activities not only in Abuja but in the entire West Africa sub-region. Surajudeen Olatoye is an employee of Osun State government. He sent in an SMS asking, how can the people of Osun State like me benefit from the scheme?
And the best way he can access the fund is to first try to get an offer for a house. You get an offer for a house from someone who has a house and wants to sell, and he offers it to you, or you identify an estate within your location that is in the market, and then they give you an offer, and then you can approach the Federal Mortgage Bank for a mortgage loan to pay through a primary mortgage bank.
For comments, questions and observations, send text only to 080-964-11399 or send an email to fmbn@newagenetwork.com.ng, or you could visit our websites www.newagenetwork.com.ng or www.fmbn.gov.ng for inquiries.